Hey everyone, welcome back. This is the Gerbil, and what I'm showing you right now is my strategy for Grand Arena. See, once the defenses are both set, I've been screenshotting my opponents and then mapping out my offenses and trying to find the best fit before I make any attacks. I know a lot of people can just keep track of it in their head, but I find this works really well. In this match, my opponent has Sith Eternal and Kenobi. I only have one GL, Jedi Master Luke, and I'm going to beat him. And I'm going to preface this by saying I got my butt kicked royally in round 1. I was going to share the video. I'm going to try to start sharing these more and more, but there was really nothing to watch. It was a disaster. So, here we go. My opponent put both of his GLs on defense and then kind of filled out his roster with a whole bunch of meh afterwards. So if you want to watch all the battles, you can, of course, but in the description down below, I'm going to put links, timestamps for each of them, and I'm going to start off with both of the GL battles. I'm going to send my Jedi Master Luke after Kenobi, which gets a little scary. And then I'm going to send Commander Luke Skywalker in to do as much damage as he can against Sith Eternal Emperor. And we're going to mop him up with General Grievous. So I'm not going to go into any in-depth detail about these, not the individual matches, but I want to talk real briefly about the macro strategy of Grand Arena and how to defeat opponents that outclass you. I think each of my opponents for the last 2 months have had more GLs than me. And recently I've been losing. But before that I was on a long upward trend. So it is cyclical, like a sine curve in math. You go up, you go down, you go up, you go down, and that's the nature of skill-based rating systems like we have now. It's almost inevitable unless you're of the caliber or of like Arnold, or you're just a whale and can buy everything you want, then you have a pretty good chance of winning all the way up to the top. But even there, once you get there, eventually that inevitable loss will occur, and then your sine curve reestablishes itself, even though it's a lot flatter than it will be for the majority of us. So how do you beat an opponent with more GLs or a significantly better roster? Well, you find their weakness, whatever that is. So when I saw that my opponent here had Kenobi and Sith Eternal on defense, of course I went straight to YouTube, and I've already done my research, but I did research, and I did it a while back, which is how I learned to beat Sith Eternal using a non-GL. And General Grievous works out rather well, but very low probability of winning the first time around, so I dedicate 2 teams. And there's probably better solutions out there, but I haven't found them yet. The second one, I guess the best piece of advice I can say is what I've noticed overwhelmingly is that most players ignore ships. I mean, they just totally ignore ships. I've only encountered probably 3 Executors so far in GAC, even though Executor is essentially a galactic legend. It holds for me every time when I put it on defense, but if my opponent has an Executor, I don't put it on defense. I hold my Executor to fight their Executor, which is how I failed miserably round 1 this time. My opponent had it, and my 540,000 power squad lost to his 440,000 power. Thank you, Mirror Match RNG, but it happens. So don't ignore ships. It's also how I beat this guy. In part because his ship squads are real meh for having 2 GLs. And because of that, he did not clear my ships, and I handedly cleared his. It is a territory, right? You get past those front walls and the ship's there. I mean, it's going to happen. So the ships are critically important. I just can't really stress it over and over and over again. It's where I win. Or one of my significant contributors to winning. Yay! Kenobi is down. And we're waiting for the internet to catch up. There we go. Nobody had protection, darn it. Oh well, 70 banners and GLVGL. So now we're going to go take down Sith Eternal. Which brings us to the other thing. Front row defense. How do you place your defense? Of course, this is very case specific to each person's roster and the league level that you're sitting in. But what I've found works really, really well is putting your stronger defenses on the back end. So all of my backside defenses are all high relics. But in the front, I put a couple teasers. Like I put bounty hunters usually, and they're high relics, like 140,000 squad power. And I put that there to kind of lure my opponent into thinking that that's my heaviest defense. And then I put some B teams there, like my Old Republic Karth, which has no Zetas, and they're all like gear 11. I also put my Dash prepared team there, which has the Omicron, but they're all gear 10, 11, 12. I think Dash is like gear 8. And you know what happens is the opponent sees that, and they immediately have a dilemma. Am I hiding power teams in the back? Or am I hoping, or am I just holding actually onto all of my power teams for offense? And so they have to evaluate and ask themselves, how much power is necessary to take down these B teams? And you know what? They typically underrate it. In round 1, my gear 11 no Zeta Karth team had a hole. In this phase, I think it was, maybe it was last GAC, I don't know, my Dash team is holding because they tend to underrate the weaker teams. I mean, you don't want to throw your Relic 5 characters at a gear 11 or 12. So you try to throw your own gear 11 and 12 at a gear 11, 12, and it just doesn't go your way. So I put B teams on the front to screw up their questioning of like what to attack with. And then when they get to the back wall, you know, they hit the higher, more powerful stuff. Another thing is stacking Mon Mothma and Geos in front of each other in either order. See, they're both kind of the same squad, right? Mass assist with everything, and you're going to use Jawas or Traya usually. But if most people don't have Jawas, they got Traya. So whatever you put in front, they send Traya at it, and then you get to the back, and it's like, oops, what do I use here? So there's a bunch of different strategies. And yeah, I guess I'll go into more of those later. Here we can now see that I threw my CLS team, took out Bashlet, took out Darth Revan, and whoever the other one was. And man, I wish I had gotten rid of Malak, but he was too beefy. So here, this one really scares me. Now, why General Grievous? See, Sith Eternal is actually easy to kill if you can stop him from healing. So Grievous has a healing immunity on his basic. And of course, Grievous hits really, really hard. So you have the potential to kill Sith Eternal rather quickly. You can see here, he's so low. But this is going to get scary in just a second because Malak starts to do his little taunt thing. Silly taunt. See, look at that. He's almost dead, but Malak's taunting. Oh. Malak. Alright, come on. We almost got you. Yeah, he's... Okay, the health or healing immunity's gone. He's got buff immunity now. Okay, he's recovering his protection. Malak's just being Malak. Alright, B2, keep trying to heal up somebody. We got our Grievous back at the full health and protection. That's good. And Eternal Emperor's almost good. No, okay, he's back up. He's into the yellow. He's getting protection again. This is another one. People ask, why Newt in there instead of Battle Droid? Oh man, look at that. He's back up to full health and protection. Okay. If you jump over to SWGOH.gg and you look at the top teams for offense and defense, you can actually see how many people are running Newt versus Droideka in this squad and what their defensive hold is and their offensive wins. And turns out putting Newt in there, even at low gear, my Newt is like gear 9 or 10, I think, is more effective. Come on, big hit, big hit. There we go. Sorry, got excited. Ooh, Sith Eternal is down. And wait for the internet. And of course, that's my second battle, so low banners. Now, the rest of this GAC is actually so much fun. I'm going to win 2 battles with solo. Gas is going to go in alone. Malak's going to go in alone. I think maybe 3. Nest, I don't remember. And then Wampa. Oh man, a fun one is Stormtrooper lead. Not Stormtrooper. Stormtrooper Han lead with Wampa. You can hit the timestamp down below. But it's really fun. Hit the description, jump to it if you want. Because Stormtrooper Han puts, you know, extra defense and some other bonuses out there, increases offense. So Wampa just starts like just ripping people apart. Now it's a weak Phoenix team. Maybe I could have just won without Stormtrooper Han, but I wanted to be cautious. And I have to say the next Omega I apply or Omicron is going to be on Wampa. Man, that looks like fun. Anyway, I'm going to do the shutting up now and let you all enjoy the rest of this if you're still here. Yeah. Take care, folks. Have a great time. Stay safe. World's a little crazy right now.